Hello, my name is Scott O'Neill and I'm making this video today to ask for your help. I'm asking you all to help me fulfill the dream of a lifetime and to help me make my movie. I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, well, Scott, I don't make movies and I don't know anybody in Hollywood who does. That's okay. The truth is, I'm a nobody in Hollywood and I don't make movies either. I'm a truck driver by trade. And I'll drive that truck till the day I die, and I'll do it with a smile on my face if I have to. I just hope that I don't have to, because driving that truck isn't what I was born to do. I'm one of those people who is lucky enough to have discovered what I was born for. I was born to love my wife. I was born to raise my children. I was born to teach Sunday school, which I do and I love. And I was born to write extraordinary movies. And I'm going to need your help in doing that. Let me tell you how I learned this, by the way. For as long as I can remember, I've always been a person who, when I watched a movie, I would change it. I would take a scene or two in the middle of a film and I would tweak them a little bit, or if they ruined the film for me, I would just get rid of them. And more often than not, what I would do is I would change the ending of a movie if it didn't satisfy me. And by doing that, I'd watch it differently, see it differently, and I could make an okay movie good, or I could make a good movie great. And at the same time, throughout my lifetime, there have always been original movie ideas that would come and go. Well, about 8 years ago, there was an idea that entered my heart and my mind, and it stayed. And it was the kind of movie that when you watch it makes the hair stand up on your arm, or you're still thinking about it 2, 3, 4, 5 days later. You know, for me, I thought about this movie for over 6 years, and from time to time I'd share it with a friend or two, and each time I did, they'd say, "That sounds like a great movie, you gotta write that film." So, about 2 years ago, here's what I did. I put a computer in my garage. This is it, by the way, we were in my garage. And then I ordered The Sixth Sense, the screenplay, which is one of my favorite movies. In fact, The Sixth Sense is the kind of movie that I want to make. So since I didn't know how to write a screenplay, I ordered it, and I read it, and I learned the format, and then I went to work. I drove my bread truck, I came home, and I called my 2 boys who were on summer vacation at the time into the garage right here, and we held hands, and we prayed that God would help me write this movie, and they went off to play, and I began to write, and one extraordinary scene turned into 2, and 2 turned into 3, and 3 to 4, and 5 to 8, and 8 to 10, and literally, I was watching one of the most extraordinary movies I'd ever seen, and I would write down what I saw. And I did this every day for 2 weeks. I would work, come home, pray, write. Work, come home, pray, write. Did I sleep? Not really. I got a couple hours here and there, but I couldn't sleep for 2 straight weeks. And at the end of those 2 weeks, I had this. My movie was done. And it was one of the most extraordinary films I'd ever seen in my life. And I cried a little bit. I cried a lot, actually, that 2 weeks, and it was neat. And then I shared it with my friends, and my friends read it, and they all said, "Scott, you need to make that movie. That's a great movie." So, what I did next, I thought was pretty clever. I took Entertainment Weekly's issue of the 50 Smartest People in Hollywood, and I wrote them all a letter. And the letter simply said this. It said, "Hi, my name is Scott O'Neill, and I've written an extraordinary film, and I'd like 15 minutes of your time to talk about it." I also shared in that letter that this film is directed towards the largest, the most reliable audience in the world, which is true, and I can prove it, by the way. And then I shared in that letter the truth that many of Hollywood's greatest success stories begin when somebody in Hollywood takes a few minutes to speak with a nobody. I want you to think about that. You know, who was Sylvester Stallone before writing Rocky? He was a nobody. But there was somebody in Hollywood who gave him a few minutes, and the rest was history. You know, who were Ben Affleck and Matt Damon before writing Good Will Hunting? You know, they didn't write that movie in some Bel Air office. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote this movie. Here's the screenplay. It's one of my favorites. They wrote it sleeping on a friend's couch together. You know, who was Diablo Cody before Juno? She was a stripper, right? And, you know, the wealthiest writer in the world is J.K. Rowling. She lived in poverty while she wrote Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. In fact, she suffered rejection after rejection after rejection before finally there was somebody who took a few minutes to talk to her. And in all, you know, I wrote over 130 letters and Christmas cards and birthday cards, and I mailed them to actors, directors, producers, studio execs, agents. I got a few responses, and I've saved every one of them, by the way. They're all here. As it turns out, they all say exactly the same thing. Every response was, "I'm sorry, we don't accept any unsolicited materials." So I made some phone calls and spoke to some secretaries, and the secretaries all told me the same thing. They all said, "You know, I'm sorry, Scott, if you don't have a referral, then nobody will talk to you." Well, I don't have a referral. You know, I'm a truck driver down in San Diego. However, I believe we can get this movie made nonetheless, and we can do it with your help. Perhaps you've heard of the theory that there's only 6 degrees of separation between Kevin Bacon and every actor in Hollywood. And the theory goes like this. It says not every actor or actress has worked with Kevin Bacon, but every actor or actress has worked with another, who's worked with another, who's worked with another, who eventually has indeed worked with Kevin. My theory is that's not only true for actors and actresses. I believe that you and I, if we build a chain of the people we know and the people they know and the people they know, you and I also will find that we're connected to Kevin Bacon or Steven Spielberg or Ralph Winter of Ralph Winter Productions or God knows who. I'll tell you the truth right now. I believe if we make the chain long enough, you would find that I am related to Steven Spielberg. Unfortunately, I can't prove it, and he doesn't answer my phone calls right now. So, until he does, I need your help. What I'm asking you to do is simple. Would you please take this video that you're watching right now, and would you forward it, send it, email it, post a link to it to all of your friends. Open up your email address book and send a letter to everyone you know. Go on your Facebook page and look at your friends and send a link to this video to every one of your Facebook friends or your MySpace friends and post a link if you can. And I believe if you'll do that, and then they'll do that, and they'll do that, eventually we will indeed get this video viewed by actors and actresses and directors and producers. And eventually one of them's going to say, "Yeah, I'll give that kid 15 minutes. I'm a somebody, he's a nobody, and I'll talk to him for 15 minutes. And if you are that actor, or that director, or that producer, or that quality agent, please send me an email. Just send me an email. The email address is at the bottom of the screen here. And say, right there on the title, I'll give you 15 minutes. I promise you it'll be 15 minutes you won't regret. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. If you say no, we'll still be friends, and if you say yes, we'll make history together." So that's it. That's why I made this video, and this is how you can help. Please, I'm asking you to get busy. Send this to your friends, and sure enough, maybe and hopefully in the near future I'll be able to update this video, let you know that we've got a green light, that we're filming, and that a release date is set so that this film right here can go from paper to the big screen and we all can enjoy it together. God bless you, and thank you so much for watching this video.